go through to bring fishing historic places to you. You remember, not long ago, Officer Price, using the spinning reel, absolutely spanking me at the Housatonnic River. Well, we decided to go back to the scene of the crime, but we're going to fish south of that area, so we're investigating on the phone, on the top of the map, what the river looks like to the south. Yes, the land of the Housatonics, scouts for Rogers Rangers, the native people that are obliterated by their connection with the Europeans in the 1730s. Now we just call them the Stockbridge rather than the Housatonic. I almost think they themselves call themselves the Stockbridge. But we're going to hit their river, which remembers them. I mean, we're talking about a beautiful Massachusetts river that doesn't see the kind of action you would expect a river of its quality to show and have. Officer Price, of course, has the spinning rod with him. I almost snapped it when I saw it in the back of the Jeep. I was like, are you kidding me? But he's got it.
Never catches fish.
He doesn't care. I was totally confusticated just a couple of days ago in a major dry fly action moment. I had a hatch of blue-winged owls everywhere, and I couldn't buy a strike. We'll see what the Rapala can do.
Right tool for the right job.
That's, well, yeah. You need a ball peen hammer, you need a ball peen hammer, you need a Phillips screwdriver, you get a Phillips screwdriver. So it's 1755, and Robert Rogers, starting an entirely new style of warfare, will need scouts. And he's got his local farm boys, Colonial militia that he's working with, and there's some Highlanders and there's British regulars. But the people that he wants the very most will be the Stockbridge native people. And he'll raise 2 companies of Stockbridge to bring north with him to Fort Edward, which is where Glens Falls is today. And these Stockbridge will prove to be valuable scouts in the Northern War between Fort Carillon, which we call Ticonderoga, and what's now Fort William Henry's ruins on the southern end of Lake George. They fought with distinction for Rogers, despite the fact that the British didn't want him. Rogers had to go over the head of his direct commander, who happened to be Thomas Gage, and you might remember Gage from the American Revolution. He was the guy that started it when he was military commander of North America, based in Boston. And he's the guy that pretty much sent that raid out to Lexington and Concord. Well, Gage hated Indians, native people. He called them Indians. He hated them. He thought they were conniving, they were untrustworthy, and basically didn't want anything to do with them. Rogers, on the other hand, disagreed, and he went over the head of Gage to General Abercrombie, who gave him permission to recruit 2 companies of Stockbridge people from right here. And they went west and north to join Rogers at his training site at Fort Edward. Housatonnic River, Lee, Mass, on the border of Stockbridge, and we're ready for action. As you can see, we got the Euro nymph and the dry fly operation ready to go. And then
The Euro nymph and the spinning rod.
he is all about what, it's like he said earlier, the tool, the proper tool.
That's right. You don't eat soup with a fork.
I could end up being forked again. He just doesn't show, no mercy sometimes. Anyways, this is going to be a nice trip. We're going to do something we've never done. We're going to head south down the river. We did a little scouting. There's a railroad track we're going to be able to walk our way out, so we'll be able to stay on the river longer. It helps to have a topo map. And so, we begin. I'm going to use the water weight and flip so that I'm going to enter the pool with the main spill here. Oh, there we go. There we go. He crushed it. Oh, man. What are we looking at here? I just had to put the brakes on him with my fingers. I had to put the brakes on him. What are we looking at here? He crushed it. He is hauling me. Wow. Crank him in here. In the land of the Housatonics. I got me, what do I got here? A smallmouth or a brown? Oh, he's going right up the current right now. If I was in Massachusetts on the Connecticut or something, I think I had a shad. He just went right up the current. What an animal. I've been getting some really good fights out of my trout lately. I haven't even seen him yet. Oh yeah. Wow, did he surprise me. I mean, I casted there because I thought there'd be somebody there, but trying to slow him down a little bit. He's just going. Holy cow. I hope I don't have him foul hooked. Sometimes you get them foul hooked, and then they'll get you into a position where you think they're a lot bigger than they are. Like I said, I haven't seen this guy. He is giving me a battle. I don't want to skunk the water where he was, because I feel like, wow, he has taken more line. What are we looking at here? I missed a really big brown trout on the Farmington earlier in the year, and I was fighting him in an area. Oh, he just went scooting over there now. This guy's going back and forth across the river. I think I'm going to have to maneuver fighting him from the same position. I can't go right, it's too deep, and if you look left, it's pretty deep over there too. He's just taking me downriver. And what you got to remember when you've got a fish on like this, that the bait, the hook, there he is, the hook is wearing into his mouth. So you have to make sure that you keep pressure on him, because if you don't, that hook is going to open up a hole in his mouth, and then he gets off, and you wonder why. Look at him go. That's a good brown. Oh no, he's heading for the stump. Of course, he's right under that stump. And I have to release the pressure and hope I can get over there and get him. But you can see it's going to be very deep over there. There's no way I'm going to land this guy now. I'm sure the other nymph is stuck on whatever he's stuck on. As I work my way out into the deeper water. Am I even still on it? Is the fish still on anymore? This is the kind of thing you get yourself into. Oh yeah, he's still there. Yeah, he's wrapped himself around a branch down below here. There he goes. Holy cow. Is he still on? I don't deserve him after that. He's still on. He didn't even go anywhere. The net is out. I've got the net in my hand. This is where he gets off. Just to make me happy. At least I'm not under the tree anymore. Well, he's been on for a while. And I have to be real careful over here because it's so deep. I'm letting the net float now. He's still crushing me. And I'm using my equipment. I got the 3-weight. Oh no, he's probably foul hooked. I feel like he's foul hooked. It's a brown that's foul hooked. Again, not a bad fish, but he's fouled. He just took me on a rampage because he's hooked in the side. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. He's definitely not a bad fish, but of course, because he's hooked in the side, he seems a lot bigger than he really is. I thought I had a total hog on, but it's not a bad brown. I mean, like if I'm in New York, I'm laughing at myself right now. This is a baby. But here in Massachusetts, not bad. And I got to get him off quick because he's done a lot of fighting. And the water isn't warm yet, but it's not what it ought to be. Tom, with a brown.
On the spoon.
On a spoon?
No. The spinning rod, which is like spoon for the soup.
The spoon, that's not a bad, well, it's about a 14. Once again. Now, is it fly fishing only catch and release or just catch and release? Darn it! Freaking these spinning guys. Now, as you know, I'm a spinning guy. I'm also a fly guy. Like Tom, I'm showing a little sour grapes. Alright, we're re-rigged. I've been re-rigging while he's fishing. I hate that. So with Tom fishing down there, I work my way back up the river so I can get onto the other side. It's very deep there. That's the thing about the Housatonnic. It's got beautiful shallow runs, and then it's got some really deep water too. And there have been some deer in this area as I'm on a nice deer path here as they've been moseying through. I'll probably jump one. You talk about micro cover. Look at this. Wearing my waders. Gonna make my way through this jungle to get to the field that I want to cross. And here we are. Out in this beautiful riverine field. Now look at this. You talk about the native people, the Housatonnic, and why they love this river. Well, it meanders. Oxbows, oxbow lakes, just beautiful fields. So I have the Western Mass white fly on right now. Sometimes they're on this white, and I got the white on. And I'm seeing little white, looks like mayflies, whitish gray coming off the water. I don't know what they are. I'm not a bug guy. I'm trying to learn, but I don't know enough about bugs to know. Oh, I just saw one boil right in front of me. On the outflow. Ooh! Ooh! In the bubbles. Tom and I are being mocked by a bunch of fish that are. A frog?
No, it's a little crawdad.
Oh, a crawdad's a good brown lure, you know. Oh, was that you or was that one of them? Oh, one came up right over there, up against the bank. Oh. This beautiful big willow, Tom, this is so nice. Cut bank, like a wicked cut bank. This is screaming hog at us. A nice one on here. He's running like a sucker downstream. He hit in this fast water. Oh! He jumped. Oh yeah, now he's in the soft water. It should be doable now. He crushed it. Two biggest ones I've got today have been in the fast water. Where is he? Oh yeah. He hit it hard and then he ran. He ran like a shot out of a cannon. Not huge at all, but still it was a fun fight. He took off. Oh yeah. They are certainly stacked up in here. This is number 3. I just changed the flies and he hits hard, man. I'm going to get him across the current here. Into the soft water. What are we looking at? Oh, big head shakes. Is it a smallmouth? Hasn't jumped yet. Can't be. Highly doubtful. Doesn't want to show himself to me. Oh, he's still brown. Not bad. He's on the top fly. I just put that fly on. Saw some I saw some bugs coming off the top with this color, so I went with a color change. And this is called a deadfall, or a log jam, or whatever else you want to call it. But the river meanders. The thing about it is, fishing a mile on the Housatonnic River equals how many miles? I mean, because you're up and down and around. And look at the depth right there. I mean, you're talking about a drop. All this carved by the current because of these trees. So it's just carved this massive hole. I don't know how deep that is.
bass.
Yes. What'd you have? This is a good spot, Tom. We keep fishing this, we're going to catch some hogs. Really? Oh, that's a nice one. I got to get a close-up of that, Tom.
It's caught in the net.
Yeah, he's a good-looking brown. Another one falls victim to the Rapala. Damn it, Tom. Yeah. That's a slob. It's a little smaller than the one I got. That's about 18. That's a pig. Nice and fat. See, what's cool about this is it's got areas where you can do what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's got great water for everything.
It's unreal. And you're basically catching them on bass lures. Like they're Lakers. Where? Hold them up. Yep. I can see them. How many is that? Like 5, 6? Seven browns. You're having one of those days, Tom. Right. Did you see that hole I was talking about? Is that sick or what? You could be walking down that river and just go over your head. I know. One of them's right behind me. So here you can see the golf course below me and the Housatonnic River is just at the tree line wrapping around this golf course. And I'm standing on a hill that has an interesting little surprise in store for us if you want to check it out. Right here is a monument that was placed at the beginning of the 20th century by the community of Stockbridge. You can see it's been decorated with American flags for Memorial Day, which is an interesting story. And this is a monument to the burial place of the Stockbridge native people. Now, the Stockbridge native people are commemorated here by the community with American flags, and that's good because the Stockbridge fought bravely in a myriad of battles in the American Revolution, including the Great Battle of Kingsbridge, where they lost 5, 6, 7 chiefs. I can't really remember. But they were active up and down the frontier trying to hold back the British allied Iroquois, and they were outstanding scouts, and all through the war fought for the American cause. And the result was that when the war was over, they had lost so many men that they couldn't work their farms. The farms that they had fallen into hock. You know how Western Mass was. Many of our farmers, non-native, had lost their shirts in the war due to inflation and other causes. But the result is that when other farmers asked them to sell their land, they gladly accepted and went west to join the Oneida Indians in former Onondaga land. The Onondaga, Cayuga, and Seneca had all gone west and north and joined the British native peoples in Canada. It's a sad story. The Stockbridge, who had lived side by side with the English and then later the Americans, and we're a casualty of the great European wars that were fought here in North America. And we have an obelisk that remains, a testimonial for their sacrifice. Now every year, Stockbridge tribal people from out in Wisconsin, yeah, they're in Wisconsin now, they'll come here and they will honor their dead. And it's really an awesome thing that they still do and they haven't forgotten. And I'm glad the community here hasn't forgotten them either. As I was saying to Tom earlier, you got what you expected. You come here and you know you're going to get fish. And that's what we did. We caught some fish.
Nothing short of an adventure.